So, is there something in particular you wanted to talk to me about? I don't even know how to start. Hmm. Yeah, you've become one of my closest friends. Someone I could even consider to be a sister, which is why I feel like I can trust you with this. Remember when I asked you to be a. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bells left me a letter at the castle like maybe a week ago. Uh-huh. She said something about keeping me safe. They called off the wedding. Mm. I haven't seen her in weeks. Today's the first time I saw them. Mm-hmm. I think I think I'd say the same thing. I think I saw them probably a couple of days ago. Um, like yesterday, if not the day before. I think it's noticeable that they look completely different, huh? Yeah, I just don't know what could have happened. To call off our wedding and break our relationship entirely. I don't know either. I don't. It's just it's a sudden change. I think have you gotten any sort of like signs of aggression? I don't know, maybe when you just saw them today. Let me drop off these animals while you write that down. No, honestly, she's acting normal, but again, I haven't seen them in ages. Mm. You weren't awake yesterday, were you? Or the day before? Only momentarily, just building. I don't know if you noticed, but before I had taken like a small nap, I saw that I believe both Bells and Finn hurt bees, like downed them, both of them. No, I didn't see that. That's weird. Yeah, it is, honestly. I don't know what could be bringing up sort of, acts like that, you know? I mean, I've seen Finn get hurt, but like, I don't, with Bills like that too, I'm not entirely sure. I can't say I'm too surprised solely because Finn has been messing with bees for who knows how long. Wait, seriously? Honestly, since probably that whole not speaking thing for that long. Has anyone checked up on bees? I think Jules tries, but I honestly couldn't say if there's any one more than just her. I would assume that Jules would try. I I think I would want to say that they were both probably around the same time, like just as awake, when that whole thing happened. But I don't know if anything else could have happened earlier. Because even then, I think later on that day, even Bells did down Finn, right? Like in front of everybody too. Because even me noticing their appearance, they didn't take a liking to it. That's a bit strange. I know they're siblings and all. Bells never seen seemed to Bells never seemed to like when Finn was in danger. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yes. That's exactly how I describe it. It's more of worry than it is actually harming them. That would make more sense. They told me like when we were, all huddled up at spawn, it was me, Bees, Bells, Finn, Lou, Glitter, Jules as well. Bells told me once a couple of people left. Learn to keep your eyes to yourself. Nobody likes being stalked now, do they, Kim? They pulled out. Pulled, said that. Said that. And I feel like maybe. So something happened to her for sure. Yeah. And there's been flashes of something in their hand, but I don't know exactly what it is. They're just too quick. Because they've always been sticking to Finn kind of like glue lately. And I don't know if Jules knows anything about it. I don't know if Lou knows anything about it. I wouldn't even know who to go to about this. I know Clem is very close to Finn along with Lou, but as much as I always try to, try to mention to any of them, like Faye or Raph, that something is off. With Finn or Lou, it's brushed off like nothing. I think for once I could actually say that you you aren't the only person that feels that way. I think I could say that comfortably enough. There's only so much I can do when people are not listening. Exactly. Exactly. Cuz when I noticed when Finn was acting that way with Lou, like way back then, right? It's not a comfortable feeling whatsoever. I think I I wouldn't say it's manipulation, but the thing is it's both Finn and Lou look like they're in decent terms, right? But with Belle's influence, I just don't know how much else could spiral from that. Because I don't know how much Raph or Vay know about anything else. I'd have to ask them both. And I don't Lou and Finn alone are a dangerous combo because Lou is dangerous and is actually affecting Finn. Finn has never been the same. Since the whole thing with us and Lou, and I refuse to believe otherwise. I don't know how deeper they're going to get in this rabbit hole. If Bells is a bad influence as well. Like the other day, Lou exploded. Me, Faye, Raph, Clem, and Finn. And apparently, it's not the first time, but they all, especially Finn, continue running back. I think Clem told me briefly about that whole thing with you guys as friends. That little cabin, or it was like a little building, right? I heard. But yes, it's not the first time. I think I was awake and Raph was very much asleep. I saw a message in the communicator that both Finn and Lou had blown up at the same time. I wasn't too sure as to, you know, yes, as to what that was. But when I confronted Lou about it, they said that they'd had nothing, no idea as to what it was. And Finn wouldn't want to talk about it. Finn was just quiet, and that silence isn't. I don't take it as a good sign. They don't like being confronted about themselves getting hurt. I call bullshit now. Now I've heard it was Lou's fault. Completely. What? Like that day, according to Clem, Vey, and Raph at least. But I don't doubt it. I wouldn't be surprised. I think for sure I probably heard for certain too from them that that was the case. But yeah. I wouldn't be surprised either, but it's just there hasn't been any other thing that's happened, I don't think, towards both Finn and Lou. Surprisingly, it's been quite calm, I guess you could say. I don't know if that's the correct word to describe it, but nothing has come up similar since then. And I don't know if that's still um a good sign or not, but considering what's happening to Finn and Bells, that's just one of the main things that I'm worried about. Because although surely Lou is could be seen as a danger, any sort of attempt I feel like is just kind of not helping them in any way. None of these none of this is good, especially something is happening especially with Lou, and I won't listen to anyone who tries to say Lou isn't dangerous. Lou's an odd case in this whole situation because they're no longer, I guess, a priority. I don't think each person going through whatever the correlates to the other, but they're actively worsening each other one way, one way or another. They definitely are. I think I've noticed it too, you know. But I don't know. I mean, when people flock with other people, it's just, are things bound to get from bad to worse? Or are things gonna be better? You know? Because honestly, as much as anything, Finn has been with Lou for a lot of the majority. As 11, as Lou, as this Lou too. I it makes me miss the beginning of everything. Mm. Yes, it was dangerous, but our biggest worry was the cucuruchos, and we were untied, united. I miss being able to spend time people without worrying if I'm going to be killed. I mean, I miss Bells. Too much has happened. Disconnections are occurring everywhere, even if it's not clear. Yeah. A lot of these connections are getting fragmented, I think, but I'm trying not. I don't want it to get fragmented, even with the things that happen on the island. I don't want it to be so disconnected to the point where we don't even know what's happening to each other. I didn't really know much of what was happening to bees, and I don't know if you guys found out anything else or if anything new has come up with, Jules's group and, Finn or even Bells as a person. It's been a while and I do blame, myself, but there's just been so much. The island is dangerous as is. It makes it worse if we're all. We're all holding secrets at each other's throats, and I think it's their ultimate plan to get us apart from each other, huh? To not unite us, as you said. I believe it. I'm gonna be surprised. I don't know. I mean, it's just there's the new islanders too that brought up everything, and some people are slightly closer as they were before, but with others, it's just a lot of other people are then again just apart. Because I do worry for bees now, especially with all of this as a new thing. It also makes me wonder why Finn would be after. It also feels nice being able to talk to someone and they actually feel genuine. Yeah. I mean, my own brother isn't. My own brother isn't entirely around, and he is a part of the group who refuses to listen to warnings. It's like how you said, I don't really honestly know what to do when it comes to these warnings. We see them at face value, but how do we act to it? How do we respond to it? What do we do about it? What do we do without getting ourselves involved into a mess, putting ourselves in danger? It's a rough situation. I don't know what to do anymore. I don't either. I don't blame you for not knowing either. I think it's just still been a long time since we've all been here. So it's just, then again, sticking to what you feel is right. You have the right to want to trust your own instincts. If you sense danger, just try not get attracted by it or, meddle within its messes. But for some people, it's just a magnet. I'll probably ask bees if anything's wrong. Because I don't really know why Finn would be still targeting them if it's been a persistent thing, even till now. Because what could have bees have done to Finn? If not what was told to Finn about bees? What? Just what? The very group. And there's also, they want to protect Faye as well. He's close to the very group causing chaos. So we said from the start that he wasn't the analytical one. There's also the. Mm-hmm. What could they want from them? Has there been anything that's happened? Like with you guys in particular? Not really. Everyone's been kind of gone. I'll say that. Say though that Ray didn't see himself either the day of the plane crash. Mm. He was quiet and a bit distant from me, which isn't common. Mm. I mean, it has been slightly different. I will notice that. I will say that he's been more on the, I guess, on the fence of aggression. I guess more for it. Been kind of jumping at that for the most part. I don't know entirely like what could be of him that if something's going on, what could it be, you know? I think it's just I don't know, the progression of time itself too, just being not in, his favor, I guess, considering the fact that he was, tortured and whatnot. Because I know that does a number to somebody, and I think I could also say for myself that it becomes a very bad aggressor. He's a bad influence when it comes to that. Which that was also weird to me. He came back blind, assuming it was from something they did to him, but now he can see fine. I believe, yes, it did take a while for him to be completely fine from his blindness. I think I think whenever he started to feel more elated to kill Lou or wanting to hurt Lou, that's when his vision came back. Beforehand, I think it was just probably the opposite. I think I'm fucking up telling Alex all of this because if for a fact I know it could not be her because she keeps writing it down. Kinda like how my eyes got darker, so I would get more reckless. Yeah, probably. I don't really know because who knows what they could have done to him, if anything. It would worry me though if it's. I'm not even going to lie to you, Kim. I feel like I can generally trust you the most out of everyone on this island right now. I'm glad, Alex. I think it's nice knowing to have someone that's nearly as unbiased, you know? Mm-hmm. Because I'm taking note of the things that I see in people. It's bad. It's not safe. It's not inherently as it was before. I don't know what to believe in people, I guess. But there's a lot of change happening. Even with the newcomers, I guess you could say that there's one of them that probably do or don't know of themselves, that they could be untrustworthy to the whole group, even to us. We never know who could be lying. I think that's the one thing that worries me the most. I think especially with like that one person who was meant to be here exactly. No, you keep going. Because I think I had discussed with both Finn and Lou earlier, like the day before, I believe, or if not the day before that, when Finn got downed, we kind of sat by the bonfire by the pavilion, and we were just talking about how it was odd of the placement where we found that chest, as well as the airplane crashing immediately, if not incredibly close by it. It wasn't, it was intentional, it was planned. We found mines with the briefcase. And whoever did it, they did it completely with reason to bring other people down with them. And they didn't get, you know, their starter items in that chest. So maybe they probably forgotten their reasoning to come here. Because then again, it worries me if they find out, are they going to be of bad intent throughout, right? So it's not like any of this was an accident. Incredibly, it wasn't. It could have been from a plan from the Federation for whatever reason. I don't know. Because I don't know if you saw how both of their faces look like when they both came out. Just, I don't, or even a plan from the outside organization to get inside info. Like an outside organization, like someone trying to get out. Someone trying to get us out, or someone who knows about the Federation wants to know more. Mm. Because you bring up a interesting point. Because their tickets didn't say that this island was their destination. It didn't say any of that. Not even to or even from. It was completely blinked out. So whoever was, both locations were crossed out exactly. So whoever was on that ride knew exactly where the island was, knew of the existence of the island, which kind of makes you think if they were here before, you know, that's probably not their first time on the island. If not, they actually were able to remember that it existed. Or they just work for a bigger company. Maybe they got specific instructions, and I would assume the only person who could fulfill something like that would be the pilot. And I vividly remember people thinking Gremlin was the pilot who was also the only person separate from the others, considering that would kind of make the most sense actually, because they are separated completely. But as far as they could know like why they're here, would the pilot even know of like this concrete plan, you know? Would they know of this going on? Would it be an actual passenger? They could just be following orders. Yeah. Because I did find it a little odd that Gremlin was sticking straight below the plane crash site. Like mining below for materials, if anything, but both CJ and I just saw them getting stuff. And then we left them to do whatever they wanted to do. And then I did go out exploring with them with Teddy. If anything, I'll try to also ask them more questions if they know anything. But it seems like they don't. I wouldn't underestimate them. It's kind of hard to judge based off what they know and what they don't know. You know, there's just a lot of things to think about when it comes to that whole situation. but there's so much to think about everywhere. It may seem quiet, but there's always something going on. Exactly. Then again, it's also some people keeping it to themselves. That's why I always try to ask too, how are things going? Are things good? Even if the communicator says otherwise. But people like to keep their mouths shut. It's a struggle. People like to keep secrets, which I respect, but there's also but there's also a time where one needs to be honest. Exactly. Unless it's putting themselves in danger, you know. But I don't know. I guess people tend to be selfish when it comes to wanting to protect themselves. I don't really blame them for that entirely, but it doesn't help anyone trying to ask for help because they can't even help themselves to accept said help. It's just the whole cycle, it's a loop. They don't end up helping themselves at the end of the day. It becomes frustrating. I think at this point we just need to promise each other to promise each other to share what we know. Just you and I for now. Maybe we can connect some pieces and potentially make this group bigger as we go and figure out who we can trust. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I say you have your fair reason to have people you trust and, me as well. Even if those people aren't exactly personal good terms, it's just something that we need to keep an eye out just for each other. Mm-hmm. I'm glad. I just hope it's not a matter of fact of, being too late to help somebody. Mm-hmm. Just stay cautious and on alert always. We can have small reunions every few days or week to debrief. I like that. I think that's nice. I think that's a good idea. Because if anything, maybe you are also there when other people are around, and then I could be on during the same times that other people are too. Usually that's how a lot of things go around, but that does make sense. And it's beneficial for the both of us not to miss out on anything. Hmm. Well, thank you for this conversation, Kim. I appreciate it very much, and I look forward to future conversations. I appreciate it too, Alex. Take care. No, I appreciate you too just as much. And seriously, if you ever need help, don't feel afraid to ask for it and don't hesitate. Okay? Would you like a hug? Sure. Okay. You're doing good, Alex. Just know that. And take care, okay? Yes. I know you're strong. You know you could do it. Alrighty, Alex. I'll see you later. Okay? Bye. Bye bye. Have a nice day. Have a nice night. Bye bye. Bye bye. Shit, 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 shit. If Beast is in trouble with the things that are happening to them, I'm hoping it's not connected to the ward. Because one of the earliest things that we saw when Beast got taken was exactly that. And I would want to mention it. I would love to mention it to Alex. But I'll probably bring it up next time. The pediatric ward. Where, as far as we know, both Faye and Alex came from. And then the ward having the visitation sick. And maybe another unknown guest during that whole time when Lou was 11. Fuck. As 11, could it happen that same time frame when Finn was getting mistreated? It's not a good time for that. It's not. I'll have to ask Vey or Raph for what they think of this. Because even though Alex is saying what they did as what they said of Lou, to keep an eye out for danger, I even got a letter. Okay, okay, okay. Hmm. Kim, I don't get the chance to talk to you as often as before. In fact, I think the last time, well, before we had to warn Worm, they he tried to kill me. Good job, by the way. Uh, I wish I could take everything back. The pain I caused you. The pain I caused to you. Everything I wish I could pin on as a nightmare for turning me into, well, someone who's too afraid to ask for help. I don't blame you for all your anger, for all the lies I believed because I thought I had nothing. That I was tricked into believing no one would come save me. Sometimes I still think that way and I gotta get that shit knocked into me. My point is, I'm sorry for failing you. You were not the failure here, you never were. Your kindness got taken advantage of. It got twisted and turned into something else so better. You befriended someone so naive, led by a small thread of lies that only grew larger as time went on. I remember the day you first found that love letter. I grew confused. There's someone out there who had healed your heart already. It was a possibility, or maybe it was from someone else's point of view. Either way, it disturbed you a bit. Why should you be the one to find it? Months ago, I wish I had told you everything earlier. Maybe then I wouldn't have been taken to the prison. I wouldn't have been taken to the ward. So full of maybes, and I'm still not certain. I worried more about the what ifs. I never considered fully what had been impacted on you. You had Raph and Vey through it all. You had so much more. You have so many more people surrounding you now. I was given a fresh start and I never quite got to befriend you that time around. Nor did I the moment you were telling me everything. I said I didn't trust you. A part of me still wants to keep believing that. Why should I, when your name brings me so much inner turmoil? When your name is still one of the names tied to my failures and the initial strive for perfection? When my lips are sealed and my heart aches, and all that's left is the words on pages. Do I know the definition of love? No, but I'm willing to learn, to try and overwrite what I've learned, or I'll just forget it all again. I'm sorry I was a coward for being too late to get to you before I could stop myself from hurting you in the name of training or for of training, of trying to be better for perfection. Not enough words or pages. No matter how many fucking books I write, they won't ever put a bandage on the blood I spilled from you. I hope maybe you can forgive me someday or don't. It's up to you. I ask that you stay safe, please, Lou. Something's not right. And I think I'm still missing more than what they've told me at face value. Okay. I'll try. I'll try to stay safe.